Hello and welcome back to Cooking with Chef Dama. It's the holiday season, it's Christmas time, and if there's any beverage that speaks Christmas, it's got to be eggnog. I just love eggnog, that wonderful, rich, creamy goodness that just warms you up when the weather gets cold. Eggnog is fantastic, however, it's ruined when you pop it out of a carton and just chug it. It's horrid. I'm going to show you how to make eggnog from scratch. We're going to use our kitchen skills and whip up some really good eggnog using nothing but eggs, milk, cream, sugar, and a heck of a lot of booze. So today, let's make some eggnog. Without any further ado, my friends, let's cook! The first step to making eggnog is to separate the eggs. You want to divide the yolks from the whites. Now, why do you want to do that? Well, I'm going to whip up the whites to get this nice soft peak consistency, and that's going to add wonderful fluffy textures to the eggnog. Now, you want to make sure that there is no trace of yolk when you're whipping up the whites. Yolks contain fat, and if there is a trace of fat when whipping up the egg whites, it just won't get to that soft peak stage. So to make sure that I have absolutely no traces, I use a 3-bowl method. Firstly, I make sure the bowls are clean, and I have 1 bowl for my whites, 1 bowl for my yolks, and 1 bowl just to crack this in. Now here's how it works. I crack the eggs in the small bowl, making sure that I don't have any yolk in the white. Then the yolk goes in this bowl, and then the white goes in this bowl. That way, if I've got about 5 or 6 whites already in here, and I crack an egg, and the egg is bad, or the yolk breaks and a drop of egg yolk falls into it, that's it, my whites will never ever reach soft peak. So this is a good practice to follow whenever you need to separate yolks from your whites. So we get started with the eggs. We're going to separate the yolks and the whites using the 3-bowl method I just described. The recipe I am using calls for 3 eggs separated. Next, we measure out a 1/4 cup of sugar and add it to the yolks and a teaspoon of vanilla extract, a pinch of salt, and we whisk this up till the sugar is dissolved and the yolks take on a lemon yellow color. And now for the best part, the booze. Oh yeah. Oh yes, I like booze in my eggnog. I use cognac and rum. The rum here is Captain Morgan's spiced rum. Next, measuring out 3 cups of whole milk. And this gets into the egg yolk mixture. Combine well. Now for the spice components. And for the spice components, traditional eggnog will use cinnamon. I like powdered cinnamon. It's really hard to get a good powder out of whole cinnamon. Besides, McCormick has fantastic quality Saigon cinnamon, and it just works perfectly with eggnog. The next spice, traditional and Christmassy, is nutmeg. And no, I will not use the powder. I've got fresh nutmeg and a microplane grater, and nothing does a better job of grating nutmeg than a good old microplane grater. It's really inexpensive. This was an object that could only be found in woodworking shops not too long ago. Now it's entered our kitchen and we wonder, how on earth did we ever live without it? So if you don't have a microplane, go out and get one. It's a fantastic tool. You can use it for cheese, for ginger, for a whole lot of things. You will not regret this purchase. Now let's grate some nutmeg onto our eggnog. Now that my ingredients are combined, it's time to whip up the whites to soft peak. Now you can do it using a whisk, but I can tell you it's going to take a while and you're going to get a nice sore arm. So I suggest let's use mechanics, and I've got a little hand whisk here. It's perfect and it'll whisk up the eggs in no time at all. Next, we're going to whisk the heavy cream. And I'm going to use the same hand mixer that I used for the egg whites. Now you're going to ask, we're going to use the heavy cream first. Why do we do the egg whites first? And that's very simple. Heavy cream has fat. And if there's any trace element on the fat on this whisk, it's not going to whisk the egg whites to the soft peak like we want it to. So we always start with a clean whisk and do the egg whites first. That's the way I do it. Now let's get working on whipping up the cream. Measure out 1 cup of heavy whipping cream in a metal bowl and take your hand whisk to beat this up to a nice soft peak stage. When we reach the soft peak stage with the cream, we then slowly add the egg mixture, gently combining. Now that's done, we slowly incorporate, using our whisk, the egg whites into this mixture. We don't want to overmix it, we want it to be nice and fluffy. Let's taste it. You know what this really, really needs? More booze! Okay, so I like my eggnog to be a little extra spiked. You can just add alcohol just to your taste. That's more like it. And now it's time to pour it out and give it a taste. Since it's Christmas and it's a festive season, I'm taking out my fine crystal for this occasion. A little hit of grated nutmeg just finishes it perfectly. There you go, it's as simple as that. Now it is my personal belief that nobody should go without eggnog on Christmas. And there are a lot of people out there who are lactose intolerant, and it really feels bad to see people go without eggnog. And I feel no child left behind is my policy. I have a great recipe for a lactose intolerant eggnog. My lactose intolerant eggnog is made with almond milk. It's delicious. Almond milk, and I use a combination of amaretto, frangelico, and cognac. Beautiful and delicious. Now yes, because there is no cream added to this, it's not going to be as thick as a traditional eggnog, but it is still one tasty recipe. Now there's still some of you who are absolutely queasy about having raw eggs. Not to worry. You can actually cook the eggs partially. Make it into a sort of a custard. You need to whip the eggs over a double boiler until it gets to a thick consistency known as a sabayon consistency. Once you get to that stage, you mix in some heavy cream and some milk, and you've got a delicious eggnog. Now it may not be fluffy, light, and airy like the traditional eggnog that I make, but it's still one damn good drink, and it's a little safer than having it without the cooking process. Eggnog. Just one whiff and you can already smell Christmas. This is gonna be one fantastic Christmas. You gotta try this recipe. Nothing like bringing Christmas into your own home right from your kitchen. This is Chef Dharma signing out, wishing everyone happy holidays, happy drinking, happy eating. Ooh, that's some good eggnog.